Hey, it's 2 Cents Tuesday, and today's question comes from Robin, and it is a great one. She says, a wedding is a life-changing event for two families. I try my best to remember that I'm here to help my client and make beautiful flowers for their event. But when I do simple, almost Pinterest copycat weddings, I am torn. It is hard to remember the work that I do. She said, there's work and then there's art. I'm getting closer to my work being art, but what do you do in the meantime? Robin, this is such a great question because we all have to grow our audience and our clientele. And what do you do when you feel like your work isn't the caliber of work or art that you want to be doing? Here's my 2 cents. My friend Katie told me a long time ago that it's hard sometimes to decipher, like, I like that, but that's not me. So there's beauty in the world. There's so much beauty, but then there's beauty that we appreciate maybe a little bit more. That's called our aesthetic. So as an artist or as a floral designer, our clients have an aesthetic and we have an aesthetic. And sometimes those two things don't match, you know? So it's really hard in the beginning of a business, especially, to take on work that isn't necessarily inspiring to you. But at the same time, remember, it's not about you, it's about your client. So I really encourage, especially in those first few years of business, number one, we have to remember we all have to do work that pays the bills. The great part about that is to learn along the way. Get better as you go. From every client, we can learn something, improve our process that will help us as we continue to book the clients maybe that are more similar to our aesthetic. We all have to do that. I also want to encourage you, Robin, to know that you don't have to put out all the work to the public eye that you're doing. This is also really important to know because we only want to put out work that we actually want to get back. So in the meantime, if you aren't having weddings that maybe are portfolio builders for you, you can love and serve those clients really well and make their dreams come true and their aesthetic. But I really encourage doing what I call a brand photo shoot, where you get the images that really reflect your aesthetic and the brand you want to build. So in all this time, in all that we do, take on the client, get experience. You don't have to put that work out in the world, but remember the whole time, just because you don't think it's necessarily beautiful, that does not mean that your clients don't believe it is. And over time, I promise you, as you get better and your aesthetic grows and your brand grows, you're gonna start attracting people that maybe have a more similar aesthetic to you. And you're gonna start seeing that your work and your art start to become one.